Nick, what went in the decision not to play the offensive starters?
Yeah, just the chance of the weather how it was all day. It feels a little wet when we got out there. Just wanted to have a clean, clean operation. Didn't want to put them on something that I felt like with any of the weather could have been a little messy. I didn't want to give them. I wanted to give them a clean track. So.
When did you make the decision?
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
How about why did the defensive starters then go?
The defensive guys, the operation's a little bit different for the defense. Obviously, they don't handle the ball every down. A couple of the defensive starters that I did take out were older guys, but it was more about the operation and wanted to make sure that the weather was clean. Now the weather held off, but I know they're wrong a lot on the weather reports.
So what did you like about the performance in general?
I thought that our guys played hard. I thought our guys played physical. And anytime you play a Coach Harbaugh coach team, that they're going to play hard and they're going to play physical. And so that was a good challenge for us. And I thought we did a really nice job of doing that. I saw some of the rookies, really flying around during special teams and on the game. Will Shipley, really noticed how physical and how hard he was playing. Jalix had a couple really nice plays. Really noticed Nolan Smith, getting to the football. He has this outstanding speed and this high motor. And on the one they had a pretty good screen called on us, and he came flying out of the stack and made a big play. So I was really pleased with the effort, energy, physicality that we played with, because we know how physical and tough the Baltimore Ravens are.
I wanted to start Quignon on the right side.
Yeah, just where we felt like we were right now.
We talked before about giving him both the slot and the outside.
Yeah, I mean, the reason he was playing in the slot a little bit, but the way they come out in base, right? If they come out in base, then he's going to be on the outside for how we started the game.
I know it's only a preseason game, but what does a win, if anything, mean for what are a group of young players?
Yeah, I mean, you always want to win in everything that you do, for sure. And we're trying to win as much as we possibly can. We're playing it but it is about the process and about our operation that we were out there. We were able to talk through a lot of good things as a coaching staff. All the reps that the guys got were huge, right? But we were able to get a lot of things worked out as a coaching staff as far as communication goes. Hey, here's what we would do in this scenario. Here's what we're going to do in that scenario. And those are – you can simulate situations as much as you want, and I try to, but when they happen in real time, you got to be able to react, and that's why you do it. And so I thought that was good. So again, it's more about the process of what we had to go through today. The win's nice because you always want to win, but it doesn't count. But it's more about the process. The guys playing. There's a lot of good film to be able to evaluate as we drive home tonight and tomorrow morning and the rest of tomorrow.
What did you think of the quarterback play? The quarterback play, like Pickett and Tanner McKee. I mean,
obviously I have to go watch the tape. It's if someone says, hey, I know how this guy played based off of watching it live, that's tough. I think that's really tough. I can't do that. Now plays here and there that you say, you always have plays, but it's not just one play that says how you played, right? It's the collective effort. But we were moving the ball nice when Kenny was in. To not his fault, there was a couple of penalties that stalled drives that weren't necessarily him. And I thought Tanner, when he was in, he did a good job of getting some checks, really being in control of the operation. I thought they both were in complete control while they were in and made some big throws. There's going to be plays that they want back, but definitely made some big throws, and both of them. I think about the one on third down that Tanner made to Anias that kept the chains going and put them in a position where they had 21 seconds left or 16 seconds left when they got the ball back. That was a huge play. I think about the out route that Kenny threw to John Ross. I thought that was a big time throw to the field. So again, there's going to be things that all the guys need to correct. But first thought, I thought they did nice, but I got to watch the tape.
Nick, what went into his playing time?
Who's that?
I'm Makai Becton. What
Okay.
went into his playing time, and why not play him more? Because he's new to this.
Yeah, again, everything I try to do, it's trying to do what's best for the team. I thought, he hasn't played right guard before. At practice he has, but in a live game he hasn't played right guard, and I thought that was important that he got to go out there and play, and when the live bullet's going. And I thought he did some nice things. And we felt like at that time, he came out after that because we felt like that's what we wanted, to get him in there, get his feet wet at that position, and we'll see if we play him next week at that spot to start the game. So we have a lot of time, and we have 2 more games left and a joint practice and a bunch of operational things that we do at the stadium, or pardon me, we'll do one more later in the stadium, and then a couple more operational practices. And so, when the offensive line goes, as far as why he maybe – to go deeper into your question, like the offensive line on a daily basis, when their shoulder pads on and helmets, they're full go, right? They're full go. That's a full go rep. Now, no one's getting tackled, but they're full go. They're full go. Pardon me. And so, he's got a lot more reps to get, and we felt like we just wanted to see him for that series today.
As a follow-up to that, why did you want to see Tyler for the entire first half? Did you feel like you needed to see?
Tyler's missed some time. Tyler's missed some time, and we just everybody's on a different pitch count, with where they are, and I'll have to look at the tape, but it seemed like we ran the ball well when Tyler was in, and we protected well when Tyler was in. So I'm excited to watch his game film. But yeah, he got a little bit more reps, just the way that reps.
How did you think Quinyon played in his first?
Again, it's yeah, it was a good play there on the near interception. I wanted him to finish that. We're gonna talk about that. That I've seen him finish that. But it was a good breakup on a third down to stop that drive. So I noticed that play. To say sometimes with corners, when you don't notice them, it's a good thing, right? And so I didn't notice them quite as much out there, and so maybe that was a good thing. I'll wait till I watch the tape. I got a long bus ride home to be able to watch the offense, defense, and special teams. And but to get anytime a defensive back gets a big stop like that on a third down, that's exciting, and that's the stuff that he showed when he was in college.
How important does this joint practice become, and what do you get out of that maybe that you don't even get out of a preseason game?
Yeah. Joint practices are always – every practice that we have is so important. The intensity with which you practice, the habits that you have at practice. And then when you get to go against somebody else, and then now you go from competing against each other to competing with each other. And I think that's awesome. That's part of what brings people close together in football, right? We battle against each other day in, day out, offensive coaches, defense coaches, offensive line versus defensive line, DBs versus wide receivers. And then all right, I got to go against somebody else, right? And now you get to compete with each other, and that's what brings people close, right? And so I'm really excited about the opportunity that we'll have against a good football team that I know is well coached, and with New England. And but every time we step out there is really important. This will be really important as well.
Just as a follow-up to the fights you've seen in those games, were you at all? I mean, they've been around the league. They were you at all?
Yeah, every time we always got to do what we got to do as our football team. I'm not really. Yes, you look at it. You try to, you try to have meetings with the other coaches. Hey, to kind of figure out how they practice, how we practice, what's acceptable at our practice, what's acceptable at their practices, and kind of get the rules of engagement, I guess, to say. I don't know really what went on at those other ones. I got enough. We got enough things going on here. I heard, and you're mentioning it here, so it's, but we'll do what we do in joint practices, get together with the coaches, prior to us practicing, kind of set down the rules with our players and know that, hey, we have to be able to keep our composure in tough times, right? It's going to be hot, it's going to be competitive, all right, but it's a good test to keep your composure in tough times, and that's what we'll preach to our guys, and without knowing much about what's going on outside in the league. But we'll preach that to our guys.
On the sideline, was there anything that
The
you
running
saw?
game in
On the
general.
sideline, was there anything that you saw or heard about Jake's misses?
I don't watch, right?
Yeah, but
So
but you're there. You hear.
yeah, I got so much confidence in Jake, and his and Rick and Braden's operation. I really do. So I look at Clay. I used to look at Fletch. Fletch isn't here for me to look at, so I look at Clay, and I know I'm not going to get many this year where Clay's disappointed, right? So I got so much confidence in them. Hopefully we got those out of our way, but our operation and Jake Elliott, I'm so confident in him that I'm always like, what's his line today? Oh, cool. Let's add 3 to it because I trust him so much. So I was glad he got another opportunity, and I have no doubt that he'll be even better because of some of the adversity he went through today. And but I can't tell you how much I trust Jake Elliott, Braden Mann, Rick Lovato, and their operation and the whole field goal unit.
Nick, it was your first chance to see the kickoff in a live
Do you want
situation.
John?
Sure.
All right, I'll get you.
First chance to see the kickoff in a live situation. What were your thoughts, both from an offensive and defensive perspective?
Yeah, there's just a lot of work to do. There's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of things that we're going through. We'll get to study that tape. There were some big hits that happened on it. There's a lot of there's guys flying around. I was glad with how our guys were flying around and their guys were flying around. There's some really good collisions out there. But we'll just continue to evaluate it. But yeah.
The running game in general, I know it's preseason, but when you see consistency like that, it's Kenny, it's Will, it's Lou, it's Ty, even Kendall a little bit late. What does that tell you?
I'm really excited about these running backs. We have a good room from top to bottom. It's going to be a battle, in these next 4 weeks to see who's going to make this football team. And I thought they ran hard. I thought they ran physical. They obviously protected the football. There's a couple clips that we watched that were like, ooh, that was a little loose with the ball. As we saw today, at the end of the day, you win the turnover battle, you have a better chance to win the game, right? And it all came down to that last play, and boom, we talked about that last night. The ball. I thought they did a nice job, but we'll clean up some of the things. But I really liked, some of the things our big backs did, right? And Kenny played really good for his drive that he was in. Will had some nice carries, and then those big guys got to go and run, and those are really big backs. Those are big guys that you have to continue to tackle. I mean, I still a couple years ago remember watching Lou's tape. I remember watching his junior year tape at Central Michigan, and it was like, holy smokes, this guy. Now he had a little down of a senior year, but his junior tape was unbelievable. And then I remember, obviously he went. I don't remember where he went as a free agent. And then when Howie told me we were getting him, I'm like, oh my, I love this guy coming out. And so I'm excited to see him continue to grow. I'm excited to see them all grow. And I just thought they did a nice job tonight, running hard and running physical and getting some extra yards off some broken tackles.
All right. Thanks, folks. Thanks,
guys.
Appreciate it.